All right, good morning, everybody. Drysdale and Cash here, streaming live. It is December 22nd. It's a Friday. We're going into the Christmas weekend here. Probably going to expect probably not a crazy amount of movement today, but we did have some news drop at 8:30, so we are seeing some big movement in the indices. What's the proper way of saying that? Is it indexes or indices?
I think it's indices.
Yeah, okay. We're going to start saying indices. All right. Pulling up my charts here. All right, make sure I've been trading 3 Top Step accounts with a copy trader, so I'm gonna make sure that's all set up correctly. This computer. All right. So I figured out, Cash, with the Apex Trader, if you don't select an instrument and you leave it blank, it'll trade whatever instrument you're on, so you don't have to change the instrument. So that's easy. All right, natural gas is at an interesting level here. So we're at value area low on the session. And then we're at this 56 level is value area high on the weekly. So it'll be interesting to see how we react to this area. Are we going to trade back into value on the session? Looks like we're trying to. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some chop and then trade back out of value on the imbalance on the weekly, right? So right now we're at a line in the sand, this 56 area. We could get some chop around it before it picks a direction, but I'm expecting to get some nice movements in either direction. If we break above this and hold, we can go to VWAP. If we reject out of value on the session and back into value on the weekly, we could go all the way down to weekly VWAP here. So we're peaking above it now. Does it get rejected? We keep going. If I take a long here, there's no clear stop out. I mean, it's way down here. It's like 30 ticks. I don't want a 30 tick risk on this trade. So if we reject here, I could take a nice short with a clear risk level. If I do want to take the long, I want it to start trading in lower value, hold, put in a clear pivot that I can trade against, hold a stop level before I expect it to continue going north. So we're going to see what it does here. I'm not rushing into the trade. It looks like it's just kind of grinding up for the last 5 to 10 minutes. Wonder why my alert didn't go off. I had an alert right here. That didn't trigger. Okay, so this is our first bit of sellers stepping in here. So you could enter here with a really tight stop, probably 5 ticks. I think I'm going to do that. I got a bad fill. I'm at 2,555. Stop at the pivot high. 62. All right, I'm in at 555. So this line is where my short is. My stop is up at the top of this channel. I'd like to go back to lows. I'm in the money by 5 ticks. I'm going to move my stop to break even at this point. Maybe a little higher. Cash, what do you see?
Well, I mean, it just broke, right? So, I got in at 554.
Nice.
And I have my stop. I tightened it up now to break even. So I'll let this run. If it stops me out, it stops me out.
Mm-hmm.
I really like to. I don't have those diamond hands. You know, I'd like to see it come down to the weekly VWAP. I don't know if I'll be able to hold that long. It'll be interesting to see what it does at that low pivot point at around 3.5.
Yep.
If it can get there.
Anybody else watching natural gas? What are you watching, Stealth Poker? What do you see out there? Let's take a look. Yeah. NQ is interesting. We're chopping around, like I said earlier. We're chopping around at the value area high in the weekly. You know, so we're going to have a lot of people getting in and out here. Well above value on the session. So it would be an interesting short if we break below this 17,000 level. Obviously, you know, that's a look at it chop around that. A lot of people getting in and out. And the algos, like you said, taking advantage of it. Yes. I have an alert here at value area high on a yes on the weekly. I'd like to see either that turn into resistance or turn into a new support level. But we have a similar choppy pattern going on the session here in the lower time frame, just like NQ. So I'm going to wait and see what happens with that. I'm in no rush. We're still pre-market here on the indices. Yeah, we got Christmas on Monday, so we definitely expect some choppier slower action. But the news helped it out. All right, I just got an alert on gold here. We're back at value area high on the session. So let's pull that up.
I just took profits on that natural gas trade.
That was a nice one, wasn't it? It went all the way back down to the lows, or pretty close to it. So just to review that trade, we took this trade. I announced I was short 2,555. I actually covered around this green candle. But we expected it to go down to lows, and we got that. You know, following the rules, we couldn't hold value area high on the weekly. We expect this to go down to VWAP eventually on the weekly. But on the short term, on the lower time frame, we expected to revisit lows, and we got that trade beautifully. So nice trade to start the day on natural gas. Good job, Cash, for holding that longer than I did. Nice trade. All right, on to the next. Gold. Looks like it bounced at value area high on the session there. I mean, you could have taken that long, hoping it holds. So when it bounces to the tick, that's the harder trade, I feel like.
For sure.
Because you're getting in hoping it holds. And if it doesn't, you're just instantly out of the money. It's just it instantly goes against you. So when it goes to the tick and bounces, then you feel like, you can get in here, and put a stop below it. But sometimes what happens is you're buying the top of a small bounce. And that also can go immediately against you. What's nice about that trade is you do have a predefined risk area. So you just put the stop right below that pivot low. What I'd like to see is the retest. The bounce and coming back down. That's always nice. Definitely a higher quality setup when you get the retest. The riskier trade is to just get in at the level. Value area high on the session. We're well above. Value area high on the weekly, right? So this is price discovery. Very strong. We have a whole week's worth of data here. And this is telling us gold is very strong. So the entry we were just given, the setup, was off of value area high. Almost to the tick. We didn't take that trade. I was hoping for it to come down and do the retest. We did not get that. And I'm not chasing, so on to the next. I will put a alert back in here if we get back down to this level. Oil chopping around quite a bit. ES consolidating. Russell consolidating. We're going to open here in 90 seconds on the indices. Let things play out. You have any positions, Cash?
I don't. I don't really see anything I like. If gold gets back down to that value area high, that's interesting. So I have an alert there.
We got Dow bouncing off the weekly. But we
Yeah.
got the open coming in a minute, so I don't want to hold through that. So I'm gonna sit and watch, but
Yeah, I'm not in the business of trading the open. It's a coin flip. Oil's at value area high.
Yep, I have an alert if it breaks below it because we're below value area high on the session. Well, that's also kind of the bottom of this trading channel we've been in, so I don't want to short right into the bottom of a channel either. Would have been a nice short off the... All right, ding, 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 ding. Here we go. Watch it blast right through it. Or does it hold? I'm watching YM here.
Russell just tapped value area high on the session. Now it broke.
Look at YM dumping.
Yeah.
Everything's dumping except for yes. Hogs is taken off.
So oil's approaching VWAP here. Just went through. So I'd like to see what it does here. Could be an opportunity either way.
Mm-hmm. Dow broke through. Russell. Yes, comes out high again too.
Yeah, Russell sucked in some shorts when it broke value area high
Sure
just
did.
now and then ripped up. That's where like patience is so important, right? Like you
ES is
get in
at
there.
value area high on the weekly here. It's an interesting area. Looks like it's trying to break through it. See. Well, market's taking off again. There's your Santa rally. Let's see how long it lasts. Will ES reject here? ES coming back down between value area high. Let's see. That was a nice short off ES once it rejected below value area high in the weekly here. Let's see. Looks like it might want to retest it. 411. Do we go back to, do we break this? So let's put our 11. It's kind of our line in the sand. Value area high in the weekly. Another short here to retest value area high on the session. Wow, Dow is just taking off, man.
Yeah, indices look really strong.
Yeah.
Oil's got a nice doji candle on the 15-minute here. Had a nice bounce off of VWAP earlier.
I'm interested in this level on ES up here. We're battling with this value area high in the weekly. If we break below this again, I'm going to take a short with the stop at high a day. There we go. Just took a little short there. We are chopping around quite a bit, so I'm just looking to get maybe back to the low of this candle. But it's rejecting out of that area. We'll see. If we make new highs, I'll be out. This is a riskier trade because we're above value on the session. Nope, I'm out. Riskier trade. That was a stop out right here at this level. So I was risking 11 to 13 and a quarter for this. I didn't get it. It was about a 1 to 2 risk to reward. On to the next. All right, let's see what's going on. Oil, chopping around, not interesting. Natural gas, still selling off. Really no setups here. Gold came close to value area high on the session again. Platinum going straight up. Hogs, interesting. Value area high in the weekly. Cattle's looking weak. It's an interesting short here. I'm gonna watch and see what it does. I might have found a little bounce there. But super weak on the higher time frame. You know, maybe we bounce off VWAP. Get a move lower. We are below both. Let's see, we got 168. So our value area low on the weekly is all the way up here, which isn't great. That's also the value area low on yesterday's session. Actually, no, this would be value area low on yesterday's session, but here we go. Moving south here. Take a little short nibble. With a stop. On the pivot. See if we can dump lower. Already a nice move. Live cattle, baby. We are going to have some support here in the session, obviously. We got to get through this 68, 425 level. What do you see, Cash?
Right now, I'm not. I'm watching. I'm keeping an eye on oil. See if it comes back down through value area high. Russell, same thing.
We could break new lows on cattle. I'll be a very happy camper. I have a bunch of cover orders pretty much from 35. $35 down to 125 here. So this would be a great area to cover. Short just below VWAP at 600. My stop is 75. We're testing these lows. I was a big buyer, just stepped in there. 67 contracts. Damn. That's it, stopped out. Well, I like that trade a lot. It was close. Hard reversal in the other direction. Somebody stepped in, bought 100 contracts. Now it's ripping. Was that a giant stop run? I don't know. We'll see. All right, what else is out there?
Well, we got natural gas coming back up to value area low. Trying to.
Cattle back to my level. Look at that. Take one more stab at this. I do like that rejection candle, but it seems we're chopping around in balance at this point. Doesn't look like we want to trend down or up. I'll leave it alone. All right, what's next?
Got oil at value area high again. If it breaks here, might be an interesting short. Strong though.
Yeah.
So I'm not totally convinced that that's going to happen.
And look at all this long-term support at the value area high on the session.
Uh-huh.
That's VWAP. So, you could definitely revisit that for a nice short right here. Except you're risking, at the high is, it's 20 cents plus.
Yeah, that's a
big stop.
Big stop. I would have a lot more conviction if it returned to VWAP and if it held, look for a long, put a stop right below that low candle. Indices all look really strong.
Mm-hmm. ES straight up, Dow straight up, NQ kind of chopping around here, and the Russell's back down to value area high.
Mm.
See what we got on the futures performance chart. Palladium, strongest. Russell. Lead hogs is strong. Wheat. Looks like Live Cattle wants to retest the opening print. At this point, we're above value on the session. Or we'll just keep trading in balance. Who knows? Looks like an interesting long in hogs. Not a lot of good setups today, huh?
Nope. Mm-hmm. Oil just broke value area high.
What did?
Oil, and it's making lower highs even though it's really strong. So this is an interesting point to watch right here, what it does, because if it breaks this and keeps going, we might return to VWAP.
Mm-hmm. I see it. VWAP is also value area high on the weekly. Yeah, futures is going to be open Monday evening, 5 Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Will be closed all of Christmas. Many of us will be sad, but I probably shouldn't trade on Christmas, so that's okay. Oil.
So I took a stab here on oil. It's a riskier trade. Short.
Yeah, I mean, I see the setup for sure, but you know, this is a choppy mess since the open. Traded in this 40-cent range. I'm pretty much flat right here. Not a lot of good trades. I had one good trade on natural gas. Then I had a loser on cattle. I had a loser on the Dow. So here we are. The 15-minute chart on the Dow is just straight up. Same thing with ES, straight up. It's nice to be along when things go straight up.
That's the way computers talk to each other.
So I just took a small loser on oil. I was in the money, didn't 4 ticks, nothing huge. It didn't break that 70 level, and I don't like the wicks, so I'm gonna take a loser here.
Yeah, it's getting bought up. But it's also in a really tight range. I mean, it's just kind of... We got news coming out at 10.
Yeah,
Stealth
consumer
over.
sentiment.
That'd be nice if it dropped the indices, huh? It's a good place to load up on NQ and hope it goes in your direction. YOLO.
Yeah.
Let's see what it does. I'm gonna watch ES for this news drop. Got 2 minutes. So ES is trading well above value on the weekly. The next interesting setup point would be this 14.5. All right, 1 minute. Looking for ES to approach this inflection point at 14.75. Russell's trading below value area high. Interesting. This could be an interesting short back to VWAP. Might have to hold it, but seconds. Once we break back out of value. Yes.
Initial balance is set for
For energy.
for energy here.
Here's that interesting short in RTY. Caught this one a little late. I'm at 60.5 short. But it's working. $30 ticks in the money here. I'm going to close out one contract. I have two. Nice. I have one left. Covered here. See if I could hold this one down to VWAP. Don't have a stop at break even. I would like to add if on a pop. I'm thinking. So I added another contract there. That's the level I got in. So I have 2 again. I'm in the money by about 15 ticks, but it's pretty close to my entry. Quite a bit of buyers here. Hoping it's sucking in buyers, thinking it's a bounce. And we still move south to VWAP. Seems all the indices are bouncing right here. Russell's by far the weakest of the indices, trading in value, where all the other indices are trading out of value.
Mr. Drysdale, I have to go pick up my kids from school since it's Christmas break.
Okie doke.
I will be back on. I'm not sure if we'll still be streaming, but if not, I'll check in with you when I get back.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be here. I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But otherwise, good trading.
Yep. Good luck, everybody.
All right, I'll see you later.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
All right, back in the money on my short on Russell. If we start turning into a trading range, I'm not going to like that. Now we're kind of chopping around. But I got to give it some space to do its thing. So my thoughts are I might add some size here, and then I'd have to raise my stop out up here to really let this trade pan out. We'll see. Got an order at 89. Hasn't been filled yet. I have an order at 80 right here. And then I'll hold the rest. Came within 1 tick of that order. You just get one more move down. I'll move my stop to break even at this point. We're very close. As you can see, I have an order here, I have an order here. This is my entry. I have 3 contracts. And it really doesn't want to break this 59.2. Soybeans taking off. Breaking back into value on the weekly. I got filled on Russell. I'm going to move my stop to break even here. Really close to having my second order filled here. Didn't hit it. Came very, very close. My average price actually is 17. There. So that's my stop out. 1.7. Next order is now at 8.3. I'm just holding, letting them play out. I have a break-even stop. I've taken 2 profits so far. Break-even stops at 1.7. Order at 83. Here we go. We're very close. Oh, man. I moved it up. Order's now at 89. Okay, that got filled. So I have 1 contract left. Stops at 20. And let's see if we can get one nice big move down to VWAP. I'm in the money on 34 ticks. Here we go. $43. We could break this low. Finding a lot of support here. This level. Still looks like it's moving down. So I'm going to be patient. Let this trade pan out. I have a stop at break even. I can't lose. I have one contract left. I've covered 3. I've bought 4 in and out. So I'm on my last contract. Stops at break even and looking for a nice flush down to VWAP. It might not flush down. I might grind down there. But either way, I have my stop at break even at 20. It's this line right here. And I'm looking to go down this way. This order's been filled. You can get this out of here. Get this out of here. Sure looks like it wants to dump, doesn't it? Cracked. Got bought up. A lot of buying coming in. I'm going to close there. That was a $500 trade. Worked out nice. And of course I bought the top. But that's okay. You don't go broke taking profits. I learned that a long time ago. I had some nice moves on this. Dow's at value area high. Thing also looks like it's getting bought up quite a bit. Soybean, man, that was a good trade. I'm sorry I missed that. I was busy trading the Russell. Came back all the way down to value high. Went back to highs within 10 minutes. Still in a really nice breakout point. Of course, MD Trader, thanks for stopping by. You know, it's been nice trading with you these last couple mornings. Look forward to having you back next week. I'm looking at getting into soybean here. I love this weekly chart breaking into value. And it found support at value area high. So I might start building a position in soybeans. Okay, awesome. Well, we'll see you on Tuesday. Otherwise, guys, I'm going to keep streaming. I'm going to look at a soybean trade here. Like to see it come in a little bit. Soybean trades slower, but it's also same tick value as ES. So if you're familiar with ES, it's $12.50 a tick. And it moves slower than ES. All right, guys, I'm going to do some other things. I'm going to create some videos and stuff. I'm up 500 in my Top Step account. I'm probably going to call it there for today. We're going into the holidays and all this stuff. So I'm going to call it here as well. MD Trader, we'll see you next week. For everybody who's new on the stream, I appreciate you guys checking us out. We stream every morning. We'll be back on Tuesday. Usually we go a little longer. But Cash had to leave early, taking his kids to school, and I'm going to do some Christmas shopping and stuff like that. Plus, I'm going to work on some content. So I just want to thank everybody who joined us today. Hopefully you got some value out of it. It was relatively a slow day, but we're always calling out the trades we're seeing, the setup. So I'll see everybody later. Have a great weekend. Merry Christmas, and wishing you all the best. Bye.